The Gospel of Mark. A Gentile blessed for her faith. Mark 7:24-30. Introduction. 1. Many Christians today take their faith and its privileges for granted. A. Perhaps it is the old adage, familiarity breeds contempt. B. But Gentile Christians in particular should never lose sight of the grace shown them. 2. I refer to privileges that were long bestowed on the Israelites. A. Such as a covenant relationship with God. B. With all the blessings that accompany such a relationship. C. Which are now available to all who come to God with faith in Christ. 1. The narrative. A. The search for privacy. 1. Jesus had traveled about 40 miles from Capernaum. 2. He came to the region of Tyre and Sidon, also known as Syrophoenicia. Mark 7:24. 3. He sought privacy, probably needing rest. Mark 6:31-32. From there he arose, and went away into the borders of Tyre and Sidon. He entered into a house, and didn't want anyone to know it, but he couldn't escape notice. Mark 7:24. B. The request for a miracle. 1. A woman with a daughter possessed by an unclean spirit came to him. Mark 7:25. 2. She was a Greek, Gentile, a Syrophoenician by birth. Mark 7:26. 3. She kept asking Jesus to cast out the demon. Mark 7:26. 4. She even acknowledged Jesus as, "O Lord, Son of David." Matthew 15:22. 5. Matthew reveals that initially Jesus did not speak to her. Matthew 15:23. 6. That she began pestering his disciples. Matthew 15:23. For a woman, whose little daughter had an unclean spirit, having heard of him, came and fell down at his feet. Now the woman was a Greek, a Syrophoenician by race. She begged him that he would cast the demon out of her daughter. Mark 7:25-26. C. The refusal to heal. 1. Matthew's account explains Jesus' thinking. Matthew 15:24. A. I was not sent except to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. B. Compare his charge regarding the limited commission. Matthew 10:5-6. C. His mission was to fulfill prophecy concerning Israel's Messiah. D. He would later expand his ministry to the world. Matthew 28:19. Mark 16:15. 2. Jesus' response to her suggested as much. Mark 7:27. A. Let the children be filled first. B. There were promises to Israel that needed to be filled before those to the Gentiles. But Jesus said to her, "Let the children be filled first, for it is not appropriate to take the children's bread and throw it to the dogs." Mark 7:27. D. The response to faith. 1. The woman's response to Jesus shows her faith. Mark 7:28. A. Yes, Lord. She acknowledged the right for him to refuse her request. B. Yet even the little dogs under the table eat from the children's crumbs. She would be happy with crumbs left over from his ministry to the Jews. But she answered him, "Yes, Lord. Yet even the dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs." Mark 7:28. 2. Jesus admired her faith and healed her daughter. Mark 7:29-30. A. Matthew adds that Jesus said, "O woman, great is your faith." Matthew 15:28. B. And that her daughter was healed instantly. Matthew 15:28. He said to her, "For this saying, Go your way. The demon has gone out of your daughter. She went away to her house, and found the child having been laid on the bed, with the demon gone out. Mark 7:29-30. 2. Some observations. A. Are the Gentiles blessed by faith? 1. The centurion at Capernaum. Matthew 8:5-13. 2. Cornelius, the first Gentile convert to the gospel. Acts 10:1-6. The first centurion ate crumbs, the latter the first to sit at the table. B. Gentiles are now blessed by faith. 1. We are no longer A. Without Christ. B. Aliens from the commonwealth of Israel. C. Strangers from the covenants of promise. D. Having no hope and without God in the world. Ephesians 2:11-12. 2. We are now A. Brought near by the blood of Christ. Ephesians 2:13. B. Reconciled as one body in Christ. Ephesians 2:14-17. C. With access by one Spirit to the Father. Ephesians 2:18. D. Fellow citizens with the saints and members of the household of God. Ephesians 2:19-22. True to Jesus' promise. Matthew 8:11-12. Gentiles can now sit at the table. C. Are we making good use of our blessings? 1. Not if we refuse to come to the table. A. By not obeying the gospel. B. Jesus now invites everyone. Mark 16:15-16. 2. Not if we refuse to eat at the table. A. Through disobedience and neglect. B. This was the mistake of many of the Jews. Matthew 8:11-12 and 21:43. 3. Not if we eat only the crumbs. A. Through apathy and neglect. B. This was the problem with Sardis and Laodicea. Revelation 3:1-2 and 14-19. If the sons will be cast out, how much more ungrateful dogs? Romans 11:21-22. Conclusion. 1. This incident, a Gentile blessed for her faith, should remind us of A. The way we were before Christ. B. The blessings we now enjoy in Christ. 2. Do we have her kind of faith? A. Persisting even when first rebuffed. B. Willing to accept even the smallest of blessings. For those who do, a spiritual feast awaits. Ephesians 1:3. The end. The Gospel of Mark. A Gentile blessed for her faith. Mark 7:24-30.